This video is an exploration of the topic, Special Products of Radical Expressions, Conjugates and Squaring. First, let's recall multiplication using the FOIL method.
I remember what FOIL is. It means first, outer, inner, last. For example, say we have x plus 3 times x minus 4. You would first distribute the x to the x minus 4. Then distribute the 3 in the same way.
Exactly. Also, since we are working with radicals, it is important to remember the following property. When multiplying two different radicals, it may be helpful to combine them into one radical, as you will see throughout this video. Now, let's apply these concepts. We will start with an example containing conjugates. Remember, a conjugate pair is when there are two quantities being multiplied together in which the only difference is the sign. This is shown in the example we will work through. Now, how do we simplify this expression?
Using the concept of FOIL, we first multiply the square root of x by the square root of x, giving the square root of x squared, which simplifies to x. Next, we multiply square root of x by negative 2 root 7, which simplifies to negative 2 root 7x because of the property we learned earlier. Then we multiply positive 2 root 7 by root x, giving 2 root 7x. Last, we multiply the last two terms of each quantity, which are positive and negative 2 root 7, giving negative 4 root 7 squared, which simplifies to negative 28. Now we simplify the expression we got from FOILing. The two middle terms will cancel out to give a final simplified answer of x minus 28.
Nice work! Now that we know the details of simplifying conjugate radical expressions, let's learn the shortcut. Because conjugates are the same expression with different signs, the two middle terms will always cancel out. Therefore, when using the shortcut method, only the first and last steps in the FOIL process are done. As you can see, only the F and L steps in the FOIL method were conducted in order to simplify the expression. Using the shortcut, we achieved the same answer as we did with the complete FOIL process. The most accurate method is to complete the full FOIL process, but the shortcut is an excellent way to check your work. Now, let's move on to squared radical expressions. Let's take the following expression as our example. Do you know how this process to simplify a squared radical expression may differ from a conjugate radical expression?
No, not off the top of my head.
That's okay. In fact, you can solve it exactly the same way as we did before, using the FOIL method. Let's begin. First, outer, inner, last. Adding and simplifying, we get x plus 4 root 7x plus 28. Now, let's compare simplifying conjugate and squared radical expressions side by side. What do you notice when comparing the two?
I see that with conjugate radical expressions, the two middle terms cancel out due to the difference in sign. On the other hand, with squared radical expressions, the two middle terms combine together, ultimately giving 2 times the product of the square root of x and 2 root 7.
That is exactly right. Now you are ready to tackle any problem containing conjugate or squared radical expressions. And remember, if you ever get confused, the foolproof method is to use FOIL.